Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre, I'm so grateful you are here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome as well. This is our weekly energy reading for the week ahead where we are gaining a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of the overall energy for this upcoming week. I set the intention that those who are meant to receive the messages from this reading align to this video. So if you align to this video, then there may be some messages that you are meant to hear. This is a part 2 to last week's reading. So last week's reading is part 1 if you want to watch that first, and then come watch this reading because we are getting in depth with the energies currently surrounding us as we are in retrograde season, as we are in eclipse season. We have the total lunar eclipse in Scorpio taking place May 15th, May 16th, depending on where it is that you are in the world. And I know there is a lot going on in the collective, in our individual lives. So I really want us to be moving forward in this season with confidence, with clarity. So just a disclaimer, I do live in the city. There may be some neighborly noises, some city noises in the background. I affirm that we will remain centered and grounded throughout this reading. If you would like to grab some writing materials to write down some messages that really call to you, resonate with you, go ahead and grab those. Without further ado, let's get into this reading. Also, I did already record this reading, but then when I checked the recording, a lot of it was actually cut out. So hello Mercury Retrograde with the technicalities. So I'm filming this again, so I won't be shuffling the cards like I normally do in my readings. I thought about just completely starting over, but I just feel like these cards, these messages are the ones that we are meant to hear. So I'm gonna respect that, I'm gonna honor that. So we've already got the messages here waiting for us. Let's get into it. I do also have some extra guidance for you for your ritual and reflections. I have some journaling prompts that are so awesome, that are directly inspired by the total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So if you would like a really beautiful, aligned, guided journaling session, then check that video out. It's on my channel now. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, let's look at this overall energy for this upcoming week. Here we've got affirmation, confirmation, encouragement, reminder that we are not alone in this transformative, transitional season of death and rebirth as we experience the transformations of the eclipse and the slowing down of retrograde. Y'all, your guardian angel is with you. You are divinely protected. You are divinely intervened. You are divinely guided. You are divinely supported. You may have felt in your journey, in your recent seasons, or perhaps even today, recently, that you are alone. You may have been questioning why life has been unfolding the way it's been unfolding. You may have been questioning why certain things haven't come to manifest. Whatever questions you may have had recently that are rooted in doubt, rooted in fear, let that go. And do not for one moment question that you are alone in this journey, that you are not divinely led and supported and guided and protected, because you are. Your guardian angels are there for you. They are working behind the scenes. They are making moves, making plays that you are not seeing right in front of you. But y'all, just because you're not seeing a manifestation right in front of you doesn't mean that the manifestation isn't taking place. Just because it's not in front of you doesn't mean that it's not happening for you. Okay, so trust that you are not alone, and also know that any sense of loneliness is an illusion. You are not alone in your journey. We've also got the Shield Maiden to make plans and focus. The emphasis of focus of being mindful of where it is that we are placing our focus and attention has been coming up a lot for me lately, for the collective, because our focus is our power. Our attention is our power. What we are gifting, where it is that we are investing our time, our focus and attention to, is where we are investing our energy, where it is that we are investing our perception, right? Where your focus goes, where your attention goes, is where energy is being sent to. So be very mindful of what it is that you are focusing on. Are you focusing on people, places, things, situations, thoughts, visions, etc., that are actually assisting your ascension, that are actually benefiting your highest good? Or are you placing your focus and attention on people, places, things, perceptions, thoughts, etc., that are actually holding you back, that are weighing you down, that are causing you to doubt yourself, to worry, stress, fear? And also in regards to plans, I know that they say that Mercury retrograde season is not a season to really, rush to make plans or make any big changes. But sometimes making plans doesn't mean having all the answers or having all the details. Just having some details is enough for us to start making a game plan for our lives, for our direction moving forward. Because y'all, we are experiencing deaths right now that are leading us to a rebirth and a renewal. And it is important for us to be focusing on the rebirth, on the renewal, and really calling in and opening ourselves up to receive the renewal and the rebirth that we seek, that we deeply desire, and that is aligned to our higher selves, to our truth, to our soul fulfillment. So focus on the clarity you do have. Focus on the details you do have, and start building a plan. Start creating that blueprint for yourself that is going to guide you in the direction you are meant to go. We've also got the protection guardian to drop your shields. In what ways have you been holding yourself back because you have been so guarded? And it's important to note that a lot of the times when we are guarding ourselves in some way, shape, or form, it's out of protection, right? We are actually intending to protect ourselves, but that's rooted in fear, right? It's a defense mechanism. It's in a survival mode. So there's a difference between protecting yourself out of fear, guarding yourself out of fear, and protecting yourself, guarding yourself out of love. So be asking yourself, are you on the timeline? Are you responding to life from a grounding of fear or from a grounding of love? This is such an important time for us to be mindful of how it is that we are responding to life, how it is that we are showing up in the world, how it is that we are perceiving our life experiences, where it is that we are investing our focus, our time, our energy, because we are in the midst of ascending to higher timelines. So be asking yourself, what timeline am I rooted in this response, in this reaction, in this action, in this thought, in this habit, in this pattern? It's time for us to be dropping our shields and allow ourselves to be open and receptive to the renewal, to the rebirth that is being gifted and offered to us at this time. A lot of the times when we are guarded, when we are protecting ourselves in a way that's actually rooted in fear, we are so tensed up that we are creating blockages to being in a state of flow. We are creating stagnancy. We're creating obstacles that are getting in the way of our ascension. So we are being called to drop our shields, to know that we are protected. We do have the protection guardian. We have our guardian angel with us. We don't have to tense ourselves up out of protecting ourselves, out of fear, because we're not alone. We have our guardian angel protecting us. We're divinely protected, and affirm that divine protection over your life so that you can continue to unfold in your receptivity, so that you can continue to open yourself up to receive. We've also got the medicine mother to honor your inner knowing. Y'all, we are shifting to a timeline where we are honoring ourselves, because we are understanding that in honoring our true selves, we are honoring the Most High. It's not just about us, it's bigger than us. Honoring ourselves is bigger than us, right? Honoring our inner knowing, honoring our intuition, honoring what we know to be true is honoring the divine, okay? That is the timeline we are ascending to. So embody the energy of the medicine mother as well, in having that feminine energy of being in a state of flow, of honoring your intuition, of being so deeply rooted in honoring your inner knowing that you are calm in your transformation, in your transition. You are moving in life with the faith that you are divinely guided, protected, supported, intervened, etc. Okay? Be that medicine for yourself. Carry that energy that is medicinal to you. We've also got the wise one to grow within your current situation. These two cards actually came up in a reading I did for someone earlier today. So I'm sensing that this is an energy that is meant for the collective as a whole, where it's really time for us to be, you know, honoring our true selves. And I know that so many of you have been sensing this for a while, where it's like, I need to be honoring my needs, I need to be honoring my values, I need to be honoring my spiritual beliefs and foundations, I need to be honoring my wisdom. And, you know, it's time for us to be growing within our current situation from that place of wisdom, from that place of us honoring ourselves. How can you grow within your current environment, within your current experience, within your current season, within your current situation, in a way that honors the wisdom you've grown into and integrated? We, again, are shifting to the timeline where we are moving through life rooted in love and not in fear. So continue to be mindful and be asking yourself, okay, is this response to my life rooted in fear? Is it rooted in love? Is it rooted in a past pattern and cycle that I've actually already outgrown, a lesson that I've already learned? Or is it rooted in the wisdom that I've gained? You are wise now. You are wiser. Embody that wiser you. Embody that more healed you. We've also got the Oracle to wait for important information. This is somewhat Mercury retrograde energy, because the retrograde is slowing us down, right? Our lives and our experiences aren't necessarily moving as quickly as they typically are, right? And that actually comes to our benefit. I know a lot of people fear Mercury retrograde and they despise the setbacks, the stillness, the slowing down, but actually see it as your benefit, because it's gifting you the ability to actually be more receptive, right? When we are so rushed and we're doing all of these things and we're so occupied mentally, physically, we're also occupied spiritually, and we can't receive divine, important information that we're meant to receive to continue to navigate forward in a way that is in alignment with the divine, with divine order, with our soul fulfillment, and with, our ascension to our higher potentials. Embody the energy of the oracle, especially amongst this lunar eclipse that is already calling us to turn inward and to be in a calm meditative state as we are envisioning our rebirth and our renewal, while honoring the deaths taking place, right? Because there is no rebirth without death. We need the death to take place. But focus on your receptivity. Are you actually being receptive to receiving downloads, to channeling the messages that you need, to welcome the clarity that you are seeking? That's going to come with patience, with waiting, with openness, right? Opening yourself up to receive, cleansing your space so that you are creating that space to receive. We've also got the snake to shed old skin. This, I believe, is a card that came up in last week's reading in part 1. So again, check that out if you haven't watched it yet. But this is just further confirmation that yes, we are in the midst of shedding skin. And y'all, Scorpio is the sign of transformation. Eclipse season is the season of transformation. So the theme and the experience of transformation is really, really emphasized at this time. Again, honor death. Honor the deaths taking place, because if it weren't for the deaths, you wouldn't be experiencing the incredible, amazing, divine rebirth and renewal that is on its way to you. But you have to allow the deaths to take place. You have to allow yourself to shed your skin. The skin of your mental, the skin of your physical, the skin of your spiritual. We are again shifting to higher timelines where we are embodying our wiser, more healed, more awakened selves, where we have integrated the lessons we've learned, the cycles we've outgrown, right? The wisdom that we've gained. It's all about us honoring ourselves and honoring our processes, right? Mountain, lastly but not leastly, we've got to stand your ground. And what's coming up for me in regards to that is just, standing your ground in a way where you are deeply rooted in your truth, where you are deeply rooted in your wisdom, where you are deeply rooted in your power, and you are standing tall in that, right? Where you are grounded in your spiritual foundation as you are undergoing all of these shifts. Because sometimes we'll experience transformations and it'll uproot us so much to where we're not even grounded in anything, and it can make us feel very disoriented. But there is a way for us to experience transformation to where we aren't disoriented, to where we know that divine order and intervention and protection and redirection is taking place. So we're rooted in our spiritual foundation. We are standing our ground and standing tall in our spiritual beliefs, values, wisdom, knowing. Should any challenges or obstacles arise, just know that miracles are underway. Okay? Don't let the challenges and obstacles overcome you so much to the point where you are forgetting that miracles happen every single day, and they are available to you, and they are happening to you already, starting by waking up. You yourself are a miracle. Again, we are called to focus on our receptivity. Are you receptive to receiving the miracles? And your receptivity to receiving miracles is going to start with you actually seeing the miracles already taking place in your life right in front of you, even amongst the challenges and the obstacles. In fact, some of the challenges and the obstacles that you may have been experiencing are the miracles, but you're just not seeing it that way, right? And we've also got gateway. We are in that transitional period. We are in between the death and the rebirth, right? We are in that gateway where we are transitioning from the death, and we are in that gateway towards the rebirth and the renewal, the new life, the new you. And sometimes when we are in that gateway, in that in-between, in that transition, it can feel very challenging. It can feel like there's obstacles. But know that you're actually experiencing a gateway to the new life, to the new you. So don't give up. You're already beyond halfway there. You're already on your way to the renewal and the rebirth that you are deeply desiring and praying for. So keep going. Allow the challenges and the obstacles to prepare you, to mature you, to awaken you, to heal you, so that when you do arrive to the rebirth and the renewal, you're ready. You are receptive, you are open, you are grounded, and you are on your way to success through the challenges, through the obstacles, through the gateway that you are currently in, that you are transitioning through. Know that success is on its way to you now, and you are already successful in this journey. You are capable of being successful, of overcoming the challenges and obstacles that may be arising for you in this season, at this time, in your transformation. Know that you are on your way to success, okay? Don't give up now. Now is not the time to give up, because the success is right there. You're already on your way. You're beyond halfway there. Don't let the challenges and obstacles overcome you so much to where you miss out on the success that you have already been journeying so much to arrive to. And it's important for us to be flexible on this journey too. In this gateway, in this transition, during this transformation of death and rebirth, it's important for us to be flexible. Because so many of us have been learning that we don't have complete control, that we don't have all the answers. And that life isn't going to unfold the way that we imagine it to sometimes. And if we are so fixed on how we want our life to unfold, and we're not willing to be flexible, we're going to create more resistance, more stagnancy, more blockages. We're going to inflict more suffering upon ourselves. Be flexible with how your life may unfold. Be flexible with the solutions that may arise. Sometimes the solutions that arise to our challenges and obstacles and difficulties may not be solutions that we thought of, may be solutions that we need to be flexible with, right? And be flexible with how it is that you arrive to your visions and manifestations and goals and dreams as well. Sometimes we think that there's a certain way to get there, but it's actually this other way that is beyond our limited perception and current imagination. And if it weren't for our willingness and our ability and our even eagerness to be flexible, we're going to miss out on those potential solutions, on those potential pathways that are divinely meant for us to fulfill our soul purpose, to embody our higher potentials and experience our higher selves. Be flexible and also be still. Again, we need the stillness to receive that important information from the divine, to receive those messages from spirit, to listen to our intuition and honor our inner knowing. This is a reflection of Mercury retrograde energy, which I know so many people despise the stillness, despise the slowing down, despise the setbacks, perceived setbacks, when actually the stillness from retrograde seasons is a gift for us to be able to be more receptive and practice our receptivity and openness and flexibility too. See the stillness from Mercury retrograde as a gift, and know that the stillness will also be needed to receive the clarity you may be seeking under this lunar eclipse. And lastly, we've got community. This card has been coming up a lot in recent weekly readings, and I feel like it's just a signal that as we ascend to our higher timelines and higher potentials and embody our higher selves and are reborn into this new us, this new life, community is going to play a big role. And also, know that this isn't just referring to a community of people, but a community of angels, a community of spirit, a community of guides that are beyond this dimension, that are beyond the flesh. Again, you are not alone in your journey. You are not alone in your journey. You have a community of spirit guides and guardians and angels by your side, journeying with you, supporting you, helping you in ways that you are not seeing right in front of you, that you won't even understand sometimes. A lot of it is unknown, and a lot of the spiritual journey does require that faith. But again, just allow yourself to experience that community of both spirit and people, because we're not meant to journey this life alone. And again, even thinking that we do journey this life alone is an illusion. Loneliness is an illusion. Now let's see what it is that we're called to focus on healing. Again, we're being mindful of what it is we're focusing on, and we're being called to focus on joy. Joy has been coming up a lot for me as an encouragement for the collective. When is the last time that you actually allowed yourself to experience joy, to be in a state of being of joy, simply because you deserve to be joyful, because you deserve a joyful life? We have been conditioned and programmed to believe that emotions and states of being like joy are dependent on external circumstances. Have you been waiting for certain circumstances in your life to change in order for you to experience joy? And if so, that is a reflection of you holding yourself back from the life you deserve. Joy, peace, excitement, enthusiasm, love, calm, playfulness, fun are all accessible to you right now. It's you that's holding yourself back from feeling them. It's you that's not allowing yourself to experience joy. And that is a tough pill to swallow and a hard truth to confront and accept. But again, y'all, we are doing shadow work under this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So we need to heal our relationship with emotions and experiences like joy, because we need to experience joy in this life, regardless of our external circumstances. There is a way to experience this life joyfully in a way that's not dependent on our external circumstances, on how our life is unfolding. Sometimes we feel like, we shouldn't feel joyful because things aren't working out and life is hard and, sad things are happening. But that shamefulness, that restriction that so many people create for themselves is self-inflicted and is an illusion. Your joy does not need to be dependent on external circumstances, and that's something that the collective is being called to heal, as well as integrating. It's so important for us to be integrating the wisdom that we're gaining, the lessons that we're learning, because if we know that something or someone's not good for us, but we're not actually practicing it, we're not actually integrating that knowing into our lives, what good is that doing us? When you know a truth, integrate that truth into your life. When you know a shadow of yours, integrate that shadow. Practice it. You can know that being in the present moment is being in your power. But if you're not actually practicing being in the present moment, then what good does that knowing do for you? We need the integration. We need to be integrating our wisdom. Because if we're not integrating our wisdom, we're not honoring our wisdom. If we're not integrating our truth, we're not honoring our truth, and therefore we're not honoring the divine. Again, this is confirmation that we need to be healing our perception. We need to be mindful of our perception, of how it is that we are perceiving our life experiences. Because how we perceive our life is how we are experiencing our life. Are you perceiving your life in a way that is joyful, in a way that is actually assisting your ascension? Or are you perceiving your life in a way that is causing you to experience your life in a way that is painful, in a way that is holding you back? Ancient wisdom is going to assist our healing. We're called to tap into the wisdom of our ancestors. So often we think of our ancestors and we think of ancestral trauma. We think of the healing that we need to do from our ancestral cycles and patterns, but we forget that we also have ancestral wisdom within us that has been passed down many generations. Our ancestors have done healing, a lot of it, and it's important for us to acknowledge that and to allow ourselves to experience and pull from not only our traumas and the healing we need to do, but pull from the wisdom that our ancestors have gained through their own healing. Tune into ancient wisdom, ancestral wisdom, and ancient and ancestral wisdom is also seen and reflected in all of nature. Mother Earth is incredibly wise. Allow all of nature, all of Mother Earth to teach you, to gift you wisdom. Truth. This comes up a lot in these weekly readings because, especially over the past couple of years, because we've known that coming into our truth, accepting the truth, confronting the truth has been a huge part of our individual and collective healing over the past couple of years. It is the root of our awakening. Our spiritual awakening is awakening to the truth. There is no awakening without truth. So what truths do you need to confront? What truths do you need to integrate? What truths do you need to practice? What truths do you need to embody? What truths do you need to honor? What truths do you need to respect? Allow the truths to heal you, even if they may be hard to be healed by, to confront, to acknowledge, to accept. There is no healing without truth. And we also need to be healing our relationship with abundance. Again, am I rooted in love or am I rooted in fear? And a lot of the times when we are rooted in fear, we are rooted in lack, we are rooted in scarcity, we are rooted in not enough. There is enough for all of us to thrive. heal your relationship with abundance, because we are aligning to, we are ascending to the timeline of abundance mindset, of an abundant perception. Let's get into what we're called to surrender at this time during this retrograde and eclipse season. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. You don't need to be explaining yourself beyond no if you don't want to explain yourself beyond no. A no is a no. And a lot of the times boundaries and limits, right? Healthy limits rooted in truth, in honoring your true self, not limits rooted in fear, limits rooted in love, right? Boundaries get a bad rep. Limits rooted in love get a bad rep. We have been so conditioned to believe that boundaries are a bad thing. They're selfish, they're rude, they're inconsiderate. But boundaries are actually rooted in love, because when you are setting a boundary with someone or something, you are acknowledging that you need this boundary in order to maintain a healthy relationship with that someone or something. Me setting a boundary with you is me saying, hey, this is what I know. This is the boundary, the limitation I know I need to set for myself in order for me to maintain a healthy relationship with you. I want our relationship to last, so I need to set this boundary. That is an expression of love. Boundaries are a love language. Surrender to joy. Here we are again, being confirmed that it is time for us to allow ourselves to be in joy. A key to positive changes in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. Again, even in challenging seasons of our lives, in challenging situations, we are worthy of experiencing joy. We are allowed to experience joy, and we are the only ones that can hold us back from experiencing joy, from being joyful, regardless of the external circumstance. We've also got surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. What is meant for you is not going to be forced. You don't need to force what is meant for you. Be in a state of flow, and when you are in a state of flow, what is meant for you will come to you. You are rooted in faith when you are in a state of flow. And I know it can be hard. It's easier said than done. And sometimes we can question ourselves, like, am I really just supposed to be effortless in this? And it's like, yes, you are supposed to be effortless in this, because again, it's making sure that we're not tensing ourselves up due to fear. Again, am I rooted in love or am I rooted in fear? And if you're rooted in love, if you're rooted in faith, then you will allow your life to be effortless. Not in a way where you're giving up, but in a way where you have faith that what is meant for you it does not need to be forced. No more forcing. We are outgrowing that timeline, right? That is a part of the skin that we are shedding, is forcing relationships, forcing opportunities, forcing experiences. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Have you been comparing yourself to others? And if you have, y'all, straight up, it's a waste of your time and energy, because we are all on our own divine journey. We each and every single one of us have our own divine paths. There is no one blueprint to how this life thing should be or should look like or should work. You can't be comparing yourself with other people, because you don't know anyone else's full story, and no one else knows your full story. You don't know what someone else went through to get to where they are now. Surrender your comparisons with other people, because when you start comparing yourself with other people, you are losing sight of, you are not focused on your own strengths, your own gifts, your own attractiveness, your own power, your own brilliance, your own intelligence, your own capability, your own divinity. Surrender to passion, right? We are transitioning into transforming ourselves into passionate people, living passionate lives. No more dullness, right? We all are worthy of experiencing a passionate life. A life that is so full of passion that it's exciting and fulfilling and full of joy and comfort and peace. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. There it is again, the emphasis of being in a state of flow. Again, you don't need to have all the answers or all the details. Just acknowledge, focus on what it is that you are passionate about. Allow that to start shaping up your plan and your direction. Move towards that passion. Take those first steps. Just focus on the first step right in front of you, and all else will unfold as you flow through your passion. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Again, this is a season, this is a time where we are really being encouraged to be calm and in a meditative state, focused on our rebirth and our renewal while honoring and having deep reverence for the deaths taking place in our lives. Sometimes the deaths can be frustrating us. Sometimes the challenges that are arising in our transition, in our death and rebirth and our transformation may frustrate us. But again, frustration will cause us to tense up. Frustration is rooted in fear. We need to allow ourselves to be calm and relaxed and not be tensed up, because when we're tensed up, we create fog, we create blockage in our receptivity to receive the divine flow, the divine guidance. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. Again, that energy of standing your ground, being grounded and standing tall in your calm, because that is your power. Your calm self is your powerful self. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. This is again emphasizing focus, being focused on yourself, not comparing yourself to others. This is touching on setting the boundaries and limitations that you need to set that are rooted in love and truth. This is touching on truth. This is touching on joy. Pleasing yourself. There is an awareness, there's a conscious awareness of knowing that when you please yourself in a way that is pure and not egotistical and selfish, right? In a way that is pure, you know that purity of pleasing yourself is benefiting the people around you, is benefiting the collective. And lastly, we've got surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. All right, y'all, let's get into these affirmations. I release all criticism. I only give out that which I wish to receive in return. My love and acceptance of others is mirrored to me in every moment. Have you been criticizing others? Because that is a reflection of you criticizing yourself, and vice versa. I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. Divine wisdom guides me. There's divine wisdom, okay? I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. You are safe to be in joy. You are safe to be in stillness. You are safe to slow down. You are safe to be in community. You are safe in your transformational, transitional, challenging journey. And know that you are guided throughout this day and every single day in making the right choices. You have that divine wisdom. You are the wise one. Honor your wise self. Again, you are ascending into your wiser self, your more healed self. Embrace that. Be receptive to that. Integrate that. The point of power is always in the present moment. The past is over and done and has no power over me. I can begin to be free in this moment. Today's thoughts create my future. I am in charge. I now take my own power back. I am safe and I am free. Beautiful continued affirmations and emphasis on safety, on stepping into your own power, right? This is really all about us stepping into our own power. I open new doors to life. That newness, y'all. That gateway, y'all. That receptivity. I rejoice in what I have, and I know that fresh new experiences are always ahead. I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. Trust life. Trust life. Trust the divine. I let go of all expectations. I let go of all expectations. I flow freely and lovingly with life. I love myself. I know that only good awaits me at every turn. There is that emphasis of being in a state of flow, of liberating yourself, right? In what ways is this transition from your death and rebirth a reflection of you liberating yourself? The deaths that are taking place at this time during this retrograde and eclipse season, how are they liberating you? What limitations are you being limited? Are you being liberated from? Again, am I rooted in love or am I rooted in fear? My friends, thank you so much for honoring me with gifting you this guidance, for receiving me if you've watched this whole video. And as always, I'm going to put timestamps in the description below should you want to revisit this reading throughout the week, which I highly recommend. Again, there's a part 1 if you want to check that out. There are journaling prompts available for you if you want to really dive in and be in alignment with the current energies surrounding us at this time. Thank you for bringing me into your present moment. I appreciate you. I honor you. I'm proud of you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.